Welcome back to the channel, Guardians. Lightfall is literally around the corner, and I thought I would share with you my personal checklist to prepare for the big DLC drop. I'll try and keep this short and sweet, and if you do find this useful at all, feel free to leave a like or drop a comment on the video if you have any other prep ideas. But without further ado, let's get into the content. First of all, currently you can grab red border weapons daily from all seasonal vendors, so if you haven't forged your Ikelos weapons, your retrofit LMG, even your Mida mini tool or tarnished metals, you have no excuse. Grab those red border weapons each day between now and Lightfall. Not only that, take advantage of this to max out your resonant elements in preparation for Season 20 forging. Not to mention, stack up on Ascendant alloys too. Your best bet is the campaign missions and the Cryptarch, but they can also drop from seasonal high difficulty activities such as legendary heist battlegrounds. The weapons mentioned here are my top picks for forging in PvE, so pick these up before it's too late. If you're an experienced Destiny 2 player that wants to take advantage when the new DLC drops, you will already know that bounty prepping is one of the most effective ways to do this. Fill out 2 pages of bounties between all 3 characters. What this will allow you to do is hit level 20 on the season pass after turning them all in. Not to mention, if you do aids of each ritual playlist, you will also get powerful drops from them and big XP gains. A few tips when prepping: do not do this with the seasonal bounties such as the Seraph or Plunder ones, as they will disappear from your inventory once the DLC lands, so turn those in now. And prioritize the weekly ones, such as the Moon, Europa and Cosmodrome bounties, as they reward a lot more XP. Make sure you have Blinding Light mods slotted on your Ghost for increased XP gains, and finally, only turn those bounties in once you obtain the seasonal artifact, or that XP will be lost when grabbing artifact mods. Learn from my mistakes, people. More tips to come, but a mid-video reminder to slap that like button for that sexy YouTube algorithm and help me on my quest to 1000 subs. We are getting so close. On the subject of weekly bounties, you can also stack up on paracausal hauls. When turned in, they give a chance to grant legendary drops that will increase your soft power level during the beginning of Lightfall. The best way to get these is by doing the Star Horse weekly bounties, or if you can't be bothered, buy them for strange coins. They can also drop treasure keys and can be turned in for weapon drops that will also increase your level. Also, ensure you max out on your upgrade modules before Lightfall to give you infusion fuel during the campaign. Start stacking, people. Now, if you're a bright dust hoarder like me, the best source for this is the seasonal challenges, and you still have time to finish them, so start completing them now. You may also want to hoard Ascendant Shards. Needless to say, GM Nightfalls are the best source for these, and with the new power level requirements to participate in them, you shouldn't have a problem obtaining any. Now, the juicy stuff. A few exotics are getting updates in Lightfall, and there is an extensive list of changes, but what I'll do, I'll link the recent blog post by Bungie in the comments, but I have picked out a few that I will be testing in a few weeks' time. Anarchy, the forgotten grenade launcher that used to be an absolute must a couple of years ago, is making a comeback. Heavy grenade launchers are getting a 20% damage buff, which also impacts Anarchy. It used to be extremely powerful, especially on Mask of Basquiat builds, so keep an eye out for it. Leviathan's Breath was already a very potent weapon, and now, well, I'm calling it, it's going to be absolutely broken. Not only will it make combatants volatile, it's going to get a 30% damage buff on champions. This thing was already extremely potent when fighting Unstoppables in Nightfalls. It's now going to 100% be part of Void Burn loadouts in months' time. Finally, the mystery of the Two-Tailed Fox. This weapon fires 2 tracking rockets, the Void rocket suppresses, and the solar one will now scorch targets instead of burning, and it's getting a catalyst. Bungie have mysteriously mentioned it will complete the trifecta. What on earth this means is open to debate. A 3rd rocket perhaps that does arc damage and jolts or blinds, or if you land both Void and solar rockets, it will grant an arc effect. Who the hell knows? That's it for this video. Hopefully you found it useful, and if so, slap that like button for that sexy YouTube algorithm, and sub for future content. Content-wise, I am gonna hibernate until Lightfall, unless something pops up in the future blog or twab that's worth discussing. I need to grind out the Vanguard Veils X ornament, and I am done. I will see you in Lightfall, people. This was Plasma Alchemist. Your viewership is much appreciated. Until next time, the witness awaits.
Fight forever, Guardian!